Okay, let's come into mountain pose. So we're gonna come feet together and we wanna make sure our knees are over our ankles, our hips are over our knees. Slightly tuck your tailbone in, roll your shoulders all the way back and down. You wanna slightly tuck your chin in. So you feel like there's a string being pulled to the top of your head. And then your fingertips are by your sides. So we're standing up really tall. This is mountain pose, Tadasana. So this posture is very grounding. And we're gonna rock our weight forward and back, left and right. So sometimes we put more weight in one hip or one foot than the other. So we're just playing around, evenly distributing the weight in our feet. Same thing, forward and back, left and right. Maybe you have all the weight in your front of your feet or your heels. You want to evenly distribute it. We're always wearing shoes, so this is really important for strengthening our feet. And again, stand up really tall, really roll your shoulders back and down. Really feel the expansion across your chest. We're constantly on our phones, so we're hunched over like this, looking at our phone, or looking at a computer like this. So we really want to open up through the chest. Shake it off if you need to. Shake out any energy that's not suiting you. Then just come into a really tall standing position. Slightly tuck that chin in. So when we have shoulder pain and neck pain, a lot of time that's because of nerve pain. And so when we tuck our chin in, that aligns our spine and takes some of the pressure off the nerves. So this can help with shoulder pain, neck pain, back pain. And let's go ahead and activate our breath. So put one hand on your belly. So we're going to inhale, push the belly out. Exhale, push the belly in. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And then come back to mountain pose. So those were our yogic breaths. So we're activating our rest and digest nervous system. That's helping us get out of our fight or flight and into our rest and digest. And when we're in that rest and digest nervous system, that's where we can get into deeper meditation. That's when we lower our blood pressure. That's when we lower our anxiety, we lower our cortisol, our hormones come into balance, our body comes into balance. So it's really important to get out of the fight or flight and into the rest and digest, because that's where all the healing can happen in your body. So let's take our feet hip width apart. We'll warm up our spine a little bit wider than hip width apart. You can bend your knees here if you'd like, and then we're going to come forward, bending at the hips. And we're going to come over to the left, to the back. We're warming up the spine to the right and down. Do this 3 times. Start to incorporate your breath. Just inhale, push your belly out. Exhale, push your belly in. So we're going back, right, and down. And then come back to center. And we'll do that on the other side. So coming forward. And then we're going to go up to the right, or switching sides. And then to the back, to the left, down. Make sure you're breathing. finished, come to the top, and then come back to mountain pose. And just really take a moment and really try to evenly distribute the weight in your feet. We're always wearing shoes, so this is really important. We have all sorts of little muscles and ligaments in our toes. So really pressing into your feet, just pressing into your feet and thinking about it. We're activating all those little muscles in your feet. You don't need to like grip the mat with your feet or anything, but just pushing into your feet, just gently rocking forward and back. We're distributing the weight in the feet. You can feel what that feels like. So that way when you come into mountain pose, you can tell, you know, sometimes people put all the weight on the outside of their feet. Some people put more weight on the inside of the feet. So we just want to evenly distribute the weight and just play with it a little bit. See what it feels like. Stretch your toes. That feels good. Okay, again, align your knees over your ankles, hips over your knees. Slightly tuck your tailbone in. Pull your shoulders back and down. Make sure you're breathing. Okay, let's do some neck rolls. So we'll do 3 to the right. So bring your head down. Just take your time. Feel free to relax the jaw. And then when you're finished, bring your head to the top. And we'll do that on the other side. So bring your chin to your chest and do 3 to the left. Just take your time. Come back to center. Back to mountain pose. So now we're going to come into half moon pose on the right. So inhale, reach up really tall, just stay here. We're stretching the spine up. We get a lot of gravity, compacts our spine all day long. So really consciously stretch up and then come up onto your toes, stretch, stretch. Imagine the spine lengthening and then come onto your heels and then come over to the right. So you're going to feel the stretch all down the left side. Take some deep breaths here. Really feel the stretch all the way down the left side of the body. Okay, and then come back to center, big circle with the arms. Let's do that on the other side. So inhale, reach up really tall, so just stay here. We're just consciously stretching the spine. Take a deep breath. Come up onto your toes and then exhale, come down, come over to the left. So feel the stretch all down the right rib cage. Take some deep breaths here. Come back to center, big circle with the arms. Let's come into a forward fold. Inhale, reach up really tall. Come under your heels and then come forward, bending at the hips. So you can grab the calves or the ankles or just let your arms fall forward. Make sure you're taking some deep yogic breaths here. Inhale, push the belly out. Exhale, push the belly in. And then slowly roll to the top. Your head's going to come up last. Come back to mountain pose. Okay, so let's do 5 shoulder rolls to the front. Just take your time. If you always rush these, try and see if you can go slower. Just more deliberate stretching your shoulders. And then 5 to the back. And then come back to mountain pose. And then from here, we're going to come into tree pose. This is a balancing posture. So find a point in front of you to help you balance. That's your drishti, our eye gaze. And we're going to bring our hands to our heart. And you can either bring your foot to your ankle or to your calf, or you can bring it up a little bit higher. That doesn't really matter. You just want to balance on your foot. So take some deep breaths here. If you want to add some extra, you can bring your arms up over your head. And then bring your arms down, bring your foot down, check that out if you need to. Okay, let's do that on the other side. So bring your hands to your heart, find a point in front of you to help you balance. So you're staring at one point, and we're using our eye gaze, our drishti. So focusing with our eyes, and then you can bring your foot up as a kickstand, or you can bring it up higher. You don't really want to like put it right on your knee joint, like either like above that or below it, because you don't want to hurt your knee. This is a balancing pose, so it doesn't really matter where it goes as long as you're balancing on that right foot. We're strengthening all those little muscles and ligaments in that foot. You want to add something extra, you can bring your hands up over your head. And bring your hands down, bring your foot down, shake that out if you need to. Okay, so from here, let's come into pyramid pose. So we're gonna bring our right foot forward, our left foot, our heel of the left foot is gonna be lined up with the heel of the right foot. And then we're just gonna bring our hands to our heart and we are facing, actually make your foot at an angle. We are facing our right foot, and then we're gonna come down towards your thigh. So our hips are square to the front of the room. Our foot, left back foot is at an angle. And we're just coming down into pyramid pose. So try to rock the weight into your heels so that way you can feel the stretch in the back of the thighs. You can come down lower if you can. If you can't, it doesn't matter how low you can come down. We're bringing the chest down over that right knee. And then come back up and bend that right knee and come forward, shake that out. Okay, let's do that on the other side. So right foot forward, left foot forward. Our right foot comes back. It's at an angle. And we're straightening that left leg. And our palms can be here, or you can put them behind you. You don't have to, but if you want to try that, where they're like in prayer pose behind you, you can try playing around with that, or you can have them in front, whatever works for you. We're straightening that left leg, and then we're squaring our hips to the front of the room, and then we're going to come down. Make sure you're breathing. And then come up and bend that left knee and come out of that posture. Shake that out if you need to. And then let's face front. Let's come into chair pose. Feet hip width apart. And we're going to bring our arms up. Bring all the weight into your heels. Looking forward. Really deepening your breath here. Let's release that, come into ragdoll. So come up and then inhale, reach up really tall, come under your toes. Exhale, come down, bend at the hips, come forward, grab your elbows. Hold your knees if that feels good. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do that again. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Then release your hands and then slowly roll to the top. Your head's going to come up last. Come back to mountain pose. Hands equal by your sides. This is also equal standing pose, Samasti to he. Okay, let's come into downward dog. So let's just come forward and then walk your feet back. So our hands are hip width apart, our feet are hip width apart, and you want to drive the weight towards your heels. Make sure to take some deep breaths here. You can pedal your feet left and right if that feels good. Look forward, spread your fingertips as far apart as you can and look back towards your feet. We're strengthening the back, we're lengthening the back here. It may feel like you're only stretching the back of your legs, but you're actually lengthening your spine. And then from here, let's come onto all fours. Push back into child's pose.
Let's come onto all fours. Let's push back into downward dog. So feet hip width apart, hands hip width apart. Pedal your feet left and right if that feels good. And then look forward. We're going to come into pigeon pose on the right. Let's bring your right knee forward and then bring it across and come down. Take some deep breaths here. Downward dog. So feet hip width apart, hands hip width apart. Pedal your feet left and right. And then from here, we're going to come into pigeon. So bring the left leg across. left leg out. And let's come back into downward dog. Walk your dog. Try to push the weight back into your heels as much as you can. Just so you can feel the stretch. Doesn't matter if you touch the mat or not. You just want to feel the stretch in your back. You want to feel the stretch in the back of the legs. Take some deep breaths. Then come onto all fours and push back into child's pose. Take some deep breaths.
Oh, so high. 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 Oh, so high.
And then we're going to come into hare pose. So we're going to come up onto the top of our head, bring your feet together, grab the back of your heels, really round through the back.
Oh, so high. Oh, so high.
And then come down, and then let's come into a seated position. Let's come into camel pose. So come onto your toes and bring your hands to your low back. Bring your elbows together. Inhale, come up into your back bend.
So high. Oh, so high. Oh, so high.
Really take some deep breaths here. Feel the expansion across your chest. And leading with the chest, come forward, bring the hips back, and then come down in a folded leaf.
Oh, so high. Oh, so high. Oh, so high. So high.
And let's come into a seated position. Come onto your bottom. And let's come onto our backs. Bring your knees back. Bring your knees into your chest. Stretch your back.
organs, a really good massage. Okay, let's do Matsyendrasana, Lord of the Fishes. So we're gonna come onto our backs. We are gonna bring our hands onto the mat, and then using our forearms, we're gonna come up, lift our head up, bring your top of the head to the mat, and I'm gonna come out of that because my hair is in a ponytail. And okay, we're using our forearms to keep ourselves up. We're stretching our throat. We're pointing our toes. Take some deep breaths. And using your arms, lift your head up. Come on all the way back down. Bring our knees into our chest again. Let's rock and roll into a seated position. Then we're going to come onto our chest. Okay. And bring your right cheek to the mat, palms face up, and just relax. Okay, we're going to do locust pose. Chin to the mat, and from here, we're going to bring just our shoulders up off the mat. Chin is straight. This is strengthening the low back. And bring your left cheek to the mat. Just relax. Let's bring our chin back to the mat. And then we're going to bring our shoulders up off the mat, bring your hands up off the mat. So take some deep breaths here. Bring your right cheek to the mat, come down. Bring our chin to the mat one more time. And then we're going to inhale, bring our shoulders up. Exhale, bring your hands up. And bring our feet up. Keep breathing. Down, left cheek to the mat. Then let's come on to all fours. And let's come into a seated position. We're going to come into our addiction meditation. So come into a seated position, and give me a second. Okay, fingertips gently from the temples, thumbs and the temples. Our fingers are up on the pads of the palms. Elbows slightly in front of us, just a little bit. You don't have to be out like that, just slightly in front. Close the eyes. We're looking up at the point between the brow. We are chanting mentally sa, ta, na, ma. And we're lightly clenching our back molars as we do this. So sa, ta, na, ma.
Feel a victory inside as these words radiate throughout your entire being. Peace reigns. Oh, so high. 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 Oh, so high.
Inhale. Hold the breath. Look up at that third eye. Pull the Mulabandha, sex organs, rectum, navel, and exhale. Okay, so let's do a twist. Let's come onto our backs. Bring our knees into our chest. Rock left and right if that feels good. And then bring our feet down. We're gonna come into a twist. Bring our knees over to the right. Our head's gonna come to the left. Arms come out to a T.
Let's switch sides, bring your knees to the top, and then bring your knees over to the left. Your head's gonna come to the right. And bring your head back to the center, bring your knees to the center. And then let's other knees one more time. Rock and roll forward and back. That feels good. Your spine massage. And then let's come into corpse pose. Palms face up. Let your feet fall to each side. Take up as much space on the mat here as you'd like. And place one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. And then go ahead and take 5 yogic breaths on your own. Just inhale, push the belly out. Exhale, push the belly in. Notice that your mind has started to wander. Just bring it back to your breath.
Maybe you've started to notice you're thinking about what you're going to do after this or what you did earlier today. That's just the nature of the mind. So without any judgment, just take note, thinking, and then just come back to your breath, using it as an anchor for the present moment. Bringing your attention to your breath. You notice that your mind is caught up in thought again. Just take note, thinking, and without judgment, just come back to the breath. Gently bring your awareness to the present moment, right here, right now. And gently start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Breathe life back into your limbs. And bring your arm up over your head and roll over onto your side. And then come up into a seated position. Eyes closed, bring your hands to your heart. Then we'll chant Om to end our practice. So let's inhale. Om. is the sound of all of creation, and yoga gives us that creative energy. So thank you for coming to my class. Namaste.